Of Duluth's Muslim and Jewish communities joined together today in response to an act of vandalism. When the Islamic Center of the Twin Ports found graffiti on the side of their building, they reached out to Temple Israel Duluth for help. Northern News Now's Jack Wiedner explains why the two groups came together and what it means in light of current events.
John Dahl was mowing the lawn at the Islamic Center last weekend when he made a concerning discovery. Their mosque was marked with graffiti just one day after the war in Israel began.
My initial thought was this some type of hate crime? But then I kind of looked to see what it was, and I thought probably it's just some teenagers.
Dahl says he was angry the building was vandalized, but he realized some good could come from it.
Very quickly, and within the first 10 minutes, I thought of Temple Israel.
In light of the Israel-Hamas war, Dahl felt compelled to reach out to the Jewish community for help. It was a gesture that was greatly appreciated.
It meant a lot in this scary time to have the Islamic community be thinking of the Jewish community.
On Sunday, the Islamic Center of the Twin Ports and the Temple Israel Duluth came together and got to work.
To honor our shared humanity and do things together, and that makes me feel safer, and I really appreciate that they reached out to us, that the Islamic community reached out to us.
Members of both groups laid tarps, applied masking tape, and applied a fresh coat of paint to the building. Between brushstrokes, people had a chance to connect.
I am constantly amazed of the power that's possible when people come together. Deep appreciation to our Muslim neighbors for inviting us here today and the model of light and friendship and hospitality that they're giving to our community. May we always remember that.
People in attendance didn't shy away from difficult topics, particularly the war in Israel. Despite some differing opinions, respect was at the forefront of everyone's mind.
I also feel like we're creating a safe space where we can express feelings about current events, and also we can listen to one another with caring hearts.
Rather than drifting apart in this time of crisis, the Twin Ports Muslim and Jewish communities hope to strengthen their ties.
It's tough to watch, and these are tough times, but I feel like in our own community here in Duluth, we can make for some goodness amongst ourselves, and to make sure that our bonds are strong with each other.
In Duluth, Jack Wiedner, Northern News Now.
All right, thanks, Jack. Now, coming up in just a few moments, we'll take a closer look at developments in the Middle East today. But first,